It is time for your favorite Android podcast from the crew of blindandroidusers.com. Kick back and enjoy another fine episode from these Google fanboys as they navigate Android from a blindness perspective. And now, here are your hosts.
Hello and welcome to episode 32 of the Blind Android Users Podcast. I'm Ed Green, and with me this week are my fellow co-hosts, Warren Carr, Austin Pinto, Mariam Mosen, and a new co-host for you this week, Doug Cameron. We're recording this show on Saturday, the 17th of July, 2021. It's a busy show this week. As well as the usual announcements from Austin, we have the next in our category of must-have apps, and this week it's audio book players. In our In Focus section, I'm delighted to say we're being joined by Dave Mielke, the developer of BRL TTY. We have the next in our series of commentary demonstrations, as usual, from Mariam. The app of the week this week comes to us from Karine Kivan, and it's the very popular ACR phone dialer app. Then we have a tip of the week from Warren, which is all about using talkback granularity to better spell words in text. And our Android journey this week comes from Rosalina Square. How are we all doing, folks?
Excellent, Ed. We're having a great time today. It looks like we're going to be baptizing Doug. Doug.
We're very, very privileged to be joined by Doug Cameron, who is the former senator for New South Wales in Australia, retired very recently. So we've got a parliamentarian. Doug, how are you?
Sweet.
Hey, hang on a
promotion.
minute.
And by the way,
sound like
relocated to
entry.
Canada. You know, we want to mention the fact that he relocated to Canada.
He doesn't sound like his Wikipedia entry. He really doesn't. I think you have to put on an Australian accent for at least the next hour.
Oh, fuck. Good luck with that.
I think we need to correct Wikipedia. I'm going to go and change this Australian senator's Wikipedia page to say you're some guy in, where are you, Alberta? Or?
Yeah, Alberta.
Yeah.
Middle of
Alberta.
Middle of absolutely nowhere.
Well, that is Alberta, isn't it?
Yeah,
my wife's from BC. So
well, you also know you also have a fairly good idea who my girlfriend is too. So you know.
So in other words, he's in the Canadian prairies, right? Is that like the prairie zone?
Yes. The Canadian equivalent of the desert.
And Dave, we have you also a Canadian, except that you are way out there on the eastern part of the Canadian coast, right, Dave?
Hey, well, I'm in Ottawa, which means I'm in the capital, but I'm a nobody, and he's not in the capital, but a senator. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this one works. Eh?
When Warren said you're on the East Coast, I thought you were going to tell us you were in the Rankin family or the Once or something, but it's only off not that far.
I'm not that close to the East Coast. The East Coast is probably about a day and a half drive from here.
Well, I'll be. And of course, we got Miss Mosen, Jonathan's sister here. You know.
Oh no, it's not. Hey everyone.
She's more like his granddaughter, isn't she? I don't think she's that old.
Yeah, I think she's a granny. Austin, what's up, man?
Hello everyone. It's raining a lot here, and from past 2 days, it's almost flooded in some areas. So it's nice and cool.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
Can you send some of that rain like my way? I'd be like super pumped.
We didn't get rain for a long time, so I think we are enjoying all the rain now.
I haven't seen a drop of rain in weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, so you mean we got more rain than you then? So we got some last night. Damn.
Oh no, gosh, I wish we did.
Austin, what have you got announcements-wise this week?
This week in the announcement section, we have got 2 announcements for the show. It has been a long time that the listeners were not updated in our playback statistics. So we had 13,500 plays as of today, as of now. And the next episode, and the next announcement is that our website is being rebuilt and is coming along very nicely. All thanks to Doug. And if you want to build your own website or WordPress website, you can visit his site. We'll have the links in the show notes.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Austin. Just before we move to our must-have apps category, we have one final announcement relating to the release of Android 12 Beta 3. Warren, do you want to tell us about that?
So in Android 12 Beta 3, what we have is the fact that some of the things have kind of gotten polished, and some things have been rearranged. One thing that comes to mind, for example, even though minor as it is, one may not even notice it, is the fact that in the when you pull down the quick settings panel, it used to be that in Beta 2, you have power, then open settings and edit. Now you have settings, power, and edit. Now, the best way to do it is for me to just turn on my phone. So I'm going to turn on my phone and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about. When I bring down my quick panel, at the bottom of that quick panel, you have those three buttons. It used to be
open settings button.
Right there at the right edge would have been the power, and then the middle going left.
Power menu button.
Where the power was where that open settings was, and then to the farthest left,
edit order of settings button,
is the edit order of settings. Now, another thing that I want to mention here is the fact that you can actually toggle off the ability to swipe up from the left to right corner of your phone to invoke the assistant if you don't want to use that feature. And so I want to quickly demonstrate that. And so I go into my system settings.
Page 1 of 2, collapsed. Open settings, but settings, profile picture, double tap to open Google account button.
And what I notice is that this, before I get to that, the quick tap, for some reason, I can find it on my Beta 3. Hey, Austin, did you see the quick tab in yours? I can't find it anywhere. I was hoping.
No, I didn't see the quick tab in mine. I think they've removed it.
Yes, the quick tab seems like Google took that out because it wasn't working on every phone, on every Pixel phone for some reason. We had that in Beta 2. It was there, but it just wasn't working. And now I was looking for it to see if anything has changed, but it has altogether been removed. So if you're looking for the quick tap, and the quick tap, what we're talking about here is the ability to tap the back of your phone to assign some actions to it. And you could say, open this app or do such and such an action. That is no longer there. I thought it was just something odd going on at my end, but it's been removed. I looked at it elsewhere on all of my phones that are enrolled, and I can find it. Okay.
Open settings.
So when you open settings, I'm trying to remember where you go to change that swiping with two fingers from the bottom. I think you go to system settings. Let's go here.
System, languages, settings, system, date and time, GMT.
So you go to system and then you go to gestures, I believe.
Languages and input, more gestures.
Gestures.
Settings, gestures, out of list. Quick gestures, heading, pause music, off. Skip songs, off. Silence interruptions, off. Hand active edge, on. Quickly open camera, off. Flip camera for selfie.
I think you go to the navigation gestures.
System navigation, gesture navigation.
There we go.
Settings.
When you go to these navigation gestures, what you're looking for is a button that says settings. So let's see here. I find the settings.
Radio button, settings button. Gesture settings, navigate up button, out of list.
When you tap on that settings, right near the top, I believe we'll find something that talks about the assistant.
Digital assistant, heading, and list. Swipe to invoke assistant. Swipe up from a bottom corner to invoke digital assistant app. Switch on.
So you can turn that off.
Swipe up from a bottom corner to invoke digital assistant app. Off.
So if you don't want to accidentally turn on the assistant, then you can just turn this off by doing what I just did. So you first go into System Settings. Next, you go to System. Then you scroll and tap on Gestures. Now scroll down and tap on Navigation. And then once Navigation opens, you want to tap on Settings. And right there, you'll find the toggle to turn the assistant on or off. So in other words, if you don't want to swipe from the bottom right or bottom left and invoke the assistant, then you don't have to. You can just turn it off. So it's nice to see that Google brought that in this beta 3, and that's one of the important changes that we see in beta 3. There, of course, a lot of them now, including the screenshots, that one could have scrolling screenshots. So after you take a screenshot of a page, maybe there are several pages, panning pages, but typically it used to be that when you do a screenshot, it only captures the visible page. But now you have the ability to tap on more, and then you should be able to capture every page. And so it's nice to see that come to Android, most especially now that we have Android beta 3. So those are some of the important changes. We still have more changes yet that are yet to come. And I do want to mention here in passing, I hope it wasn't a fluke. But what I noticed was that after I updated to Android 12 beta 3, I decided to do a factory reset. You know me about my factory resets and all of that. I always want to see if something changes. And of course, I was surprised, and I hope it just wasn't a fluke. But when it got to the setup screen, there was like a pulsating, like a heartbeat. Pep, 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 pep. So if you're blind, it lets you know that you're now on the screen that is ready for you to activate your accessibility. And after I activated accessibility, then that beep, 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 beep sound goes away. It's like a little, the pulsating thing. I can't even describe it, but it's like a heartbeat. And I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll do another reset to see if that happens again, or it was just a one-time thing. But I think even if it wasn't, maybe that should be something that should be implemented. So when you're setting up a phone by yourself and it comes to the screen where you need to hold down those two volume keys, you should know when you are on that screen. So I think this would be a great thing if this is a feature of Android 12.
This vibration thing was even on my phone.
Yeah, so I think it's a new thing, and I am actually excited about it because it really makes sense. If you're blind, you want to know when you're ready to invoke your accessibility. Too many times people try to activate accessibility a little prematurely, and therefore they say, oh, you cannot turn talkback on. And oftentimes than not, it's because of the fact that the thing wasn't on that screen that is ready for activation of this accessibility. So I like that.
But one of the surprising thing, Google is adding features so late into the development cycle. That is a surprise, because I think the next beta is the last beta we'll have. That is a surprising thing.
Yeah, the last beta comes out in August, and of course, we probably will see more stuff in August. Who knows? And that's going to be the last one before the public release, which probably will be either that month or later on in September. So I'm excited about what I'm seeing. If you're visually, if you have some sight, then some of the wallpaper changes and that material hue is really coming into play. So if you have a little bit of sight, it's a place to go feast on, play with the wallpaper settings and adaptive whatever colors, and it just becomes the chameleon that you want it to be.
As someone who's playing with that feature, I freaking love it.
There you go, dog.
Because I hate staring at white icons, or I don't like looking at anything white because it hurts my eyes. So I've been playing pretty heavy with tweaking the material I hope they continue adding color options for your highlight colors, but so far it's actually fairly solid.
I think those with a little bit of sight are going to be enjoying this Android 12 because it's unlike anything we've ever had before. So I'm excited about the things that we have. And those are the things that I observe in Android 12. I mean, there are a plethora of other things there, at a glance, basically how the weather looks and all of that. Like I said, some of these things are visual in nature, but the world doesn't revolve around us. So it's not all about us, but about everybody else. So if something is not beneficial to me, at least it's beneficial to somebody. So I'm glad we have that.
Excellent. Thanks, Warren. And as Austin says, maybe one more beta cycle to go before Android 12 hits the streets, so to speak.